talk about mast cell activation in thunderstorms today. My name is Andrew. I'm an academic STEM researcher with over 15 years of experience in my field studying neurodivergence and autoimmune diseases. So thunderstorms can trigger asthma. And how it does it is because of how rain forms. When it's out up in the cloud, precipitation will form around pollen pieces and spores of fungus, and then that will then condense and then fall down to earth. That's why we talk about April showers bringing May flowers, right? So the plants in spring start to bloom, a lot of cap-bearing mushrooms reproduce and squirt spores into the environment, and then that travels up into the atmosphere. So what does this all have to do with mast cell activation? Before we dive in, I have to do my self-plug. My research is crowdsourced. I run on donations. If you want to help keep my content accessible to the community, help pay my rent, help get my dog to the vet, you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, under the Gooman stem or the link tree in my bio. I appreciate the support that my community gives me. All right, so mast cell activation. If you don't know what it is, it's basically an excessive allergic response that happens to random triggers all over the environment all the time. It can manifest inside the body or outside the body in the form of rashes and hives, but it also has a similar mechanism in the brain and in the joints for causing autoimmune diseases that reflect in those places. It also causes low-grade neuroinflammation. And anybody with mast cell activation knows that the slightest environmental trigger can set this off, including mold in the air and the environment. In fact, allergies have been classified, depending on who you talk to, as a form of mast cell activation in the lungs because of this response. All right, so hopefully you're with me at this point. Let's do a quick recap. Anytime there's a storm, it kicks up a bunch of fungal spores, pollen spores, especially in spring when everything is mating, and that causes excessive immune reactions within the body using mast cells. And I think this is really funny because it kind of connects to the old wives' tale that arthritis pain gets worse during storms in bad weather, right? Like we think it's bariatric pressure, but what if it also could be the fact that your immune system's in overdrive from the exposure of all this crap in the environment that's stirred up by the storms? Like that was my crazy hand flappy shower realization this morning. And finally, to top this off and end it, it wouldn't be a Goo Man video unless we got really weird with it. Remember that low-grade neuroinflammation that we were talking about when it comes to mental health disorders? Things like anxiety, depression, ADHD, mania. Storms can trigger that too. Like I'm neurospicy, I got a lot of stuff going on in my brain. I can feel storms coming, like I can feel it I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a sensory experience or something lights up in my brain, but I always know when a storm is coming. So comment down below, let me know what weird senses you have. And again, if you want to support my research, you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, GoFundMe, the link tree in my